If you go back and watch the very early Eddsworld videos all the way to the end, you'll notice that Edd would occasionally credit his inspirations. The classic example is Zombie Attack 2. Once you get past the credits for a random silent widow and God, you'll see a thank you section with a bunch of Edd's influences. There's Bruce Campbell, the guy who played Ash Williams in the Evil Dead franchise. You might recognize him from this scene right here. You've got some post-apocalypse movies, Shaun of the Dead and The Last Man on Earth starring Vincent Price, who also gets a credit. There's the video game Altered Beast, where this line came from, but then it lists The Matrix and Pulp Fiction, movies that have nothing to do with zombies or Zombie Attack. And I can only speculate that these movies are given credits because Edd watched them and felt inspired to make his own action movie. Videos like this one are loaded with references to classic Hollywood. Episodes like Christmas 2005 and Moving Targets are extended parodies of It's a Wonderful Life and Full Metal Jacket, respectively. The Eat at Joe's sign that appears in multiple episodes is a tradition dating back to classic Warner Brothers and MGM cartoons. Eddsworld got its name from the Mike Myers comedy Wayne's World. Need I say more? Very few things in Eddsworld are wholly original. Quite the opposite, in fact. Some of the jokes rely on the audience recognizing these common setups and finding humor in the subversion. Even outside of the direct parodies, a lot of these episodes are subversions of common tropes. What if Santa Claus were a villainous zombie? What if the explorers in 20,000 Leagues got to Atlantis through their plumbing? What if archaeology, but stupid? What if some guys joined the army because they couldn't afford a trip to Greece?
Want cash? Need a holiday? Then join the army!
On my first day at university, I was actually approached by a Royal Marine who was on campus handing out flyers, and he told me in one breath that if I wanted to make some friends, see the world, and earn a little bit of money, then I should join the Navy. This is just how they advertise to people. My point being, Edd wasn't beyond stealing when he felt that he could build upon something he loved to create something new. Not only did he not hide it, he included direct homages to the genre staples that he was stealing from. This is true of every generation of Eddsworld, by the way. From the Marvel Comics and Red Dead Redemption references in The Legacy to the Big Lebowski and Jurassic Park references in Beyond. These videos would not exist the way they do without these works of art, so it would only make sense to recognize them through loving parodies, Easter eggs, and references. Just try to count all the references to other media. I dare you. For the record, this isn't just some internet thing that millennials invented. Hollywood directors have been doing this for decades. One of my favorite examples is in Monsters Inc., where Mike goes to a restaurant named Harryhausen's. It wasn't until I was older that I learned about Ray Harryhausen, a pioneer of stop motion who was famous for bringing monsters to life with animation. Notice any similarities? The Wilhelm Scream, the Utah Teapot, the Akira Slide, and A113. These aren't just stock assets that artists drag and drop into their films out of laziness. These traditions pay respect to the artists who got us where we are today, and I think that's pretty neat. I like to think that my videos can stand on their own as original works of art that only I could make, but I can never say that my videos are entirely my own. I can trace a good number of my ideas and my creative stylings to a handful of influences online and offline. From my earliest videos, which were just cinema sins for Eddsworld Easter eggs, to the thanks for watching message on my end screens. That's been there since my first video because I liked the way Vsauce ended his videos. Honestly, once I finished the script, I decided to rewatch that Tom Scar plagiarism video just to make sure I hadn't subconsciously appropriated any of his ideas. I don't think they're too similar, but I will say that both his video and mine do share this same sentiment.
I believe it would take a great deal of arrogance, or at least blissful ignorance, to ever believe that you could be truly original. I think at the end of the day, we're all just building off each other's work and ideas, creatively leapfrogging off one another for the betterment of mindlessly entertaining and distracting each other.
Now obviously, there's a line. I don't want you to literally steal this video and claim it as your own or go out plagiarizing someone else's work. There's more than enough derivative material in the world as is, but if, for whatever reason, my videos inspire you in some way, I give you my blessing to take what you see and make something new of it. That's kind of what great artists do.